Friends, pro-life leader Frank Pavone here. This is my daily diary segment where I tell you what I did each day. Today I want to cover Monday, June 29th through Thursday, July the 2nd of 2026. What did I do each day? Well, Monday the 29th was an unusual day because it was kind of a day off. I don't really take a week of vacation or anything during the course of the year. I'll take one day here and there a few times during the year. And Monday the 29th was one of them, was with friends in Orlando and just went to some of our favorite places and just relaxed during the course of that day. But then was refreshed, obviously, as a result of that. And just, I find on those days when you just kind of do recreational things, your mind is setting a reset button as well, and you're thinking about not that you're thinking about work things necessarily, but things do arise in my mind, ideas for broadcasts, and when the mind is relaxed, sometimes you get new ideas that you wouldn't otherwise get when you're doing all sorts of busy things. So I really did experience that during the day. On the 29th, came back to my office in the evening from Orlando, and then Tuesday, I hopped on my email a little bit. I said to send an article into lifenews.com and also some communication about our family home in New York. Tuesday, June the 30th, up early, did some pre-taping here in the studio and some radio taping as well. Connected with the staff for the morning briefing. Did some work at my desk relating to the, as we call it, the FFF letter to our top donors, some plans for upcoming speaking engagements, some communication with staff about the Silent No More campaign website, endorsements for Pro-Life Vote, put some of those together, political and conservative leaders thanking us for our efforts regarding elections and politics and lobbying, and preparing for the election volunteer call. 10 o'clock, I was here in the studio to do the live scripture broadcast. 10:30, I had a meeting with our vice chairman and our fundraising team. 11:30, I was back in the studio here for an interview with Pastor John Amanchukwu for his podcast. He likes to have me on periodically. 12:30, I had a call with Dr. Alveda King, and she, of course, is part of our work. And at 1:30, I had a meeting with, let's see, who was this? A meeting with one of our staff members in regard to getting some materials together that I'll be taking from Florida. And then, 2 o'clock, I had some donor calls that I had to make to some of our high donors that wanted to speak with me. 3 o'clock, I was back here in the studio interviewing Jenny Beth Martin, one of the key political conservative leaders in our country. And it was great to talk to her as always. Went back to my desk, and my staff connected with various people during the rest of the afternoon, got end of day updates. And at 8 p.m., I conducted our national Zoom call for election volunteer training. You can be part of that too if you like, prolifevote.com. And these are people making a difference in their local communities, and we guide them with talking points and update them on strategy and developments in the political world. And that actually then concluded half of the year of 2026 and concluded the month of June and brought us into Wednesday, July the 1st, when again I was here in the studio early doing some pre-taping and did some work at my desk in regard to a whole bunch of things. Let's read some of them. Our action alert going out once again. Pro-life leaders, invitations. Our technology team is always keeping up on artificial intelligence, and so I have strategic conversations with them about how we can best employ AI for the work of our staff. Letter to our high donors, email blast going out. Work on our C4 organization, Radio Maria program, getting that prepared, preparing an email blast going out, meetings in regard to administrative strategy, getting some photos to our staff for posting from my recent trips to Montana and Washington, D.C., guiding staff about the renewal of certain website domains, planning for trips and speaking engagements, getting the thank you texts updated for the month of July, the Washington Times Project, and also the endorsements for our C4 called Pro-Life Vote. Staff briefing, and then met with one of our technology guys. Let's see, preparing lots of things at my desk. 10 o'clock here in the studio, did the live scripture broadcast. 10:45 had a meeting with our staff person who handles outreach and public outreach and correspondence. 11:15, a meeting on Zoom with our webmaster. 11:45, a meeting with our communications director about the Washington Times Project. 12 noon, a meeting with our vice chairman regarding the work of some of our staff that do fundraising. 12:45, a call with a team of people that help us with our prospecting, getting more mailings out to new audiences who want to support the pro-life cause. Continued work at my desk and with the staff throughout the course of the afternoon. And then some tapings with Janet, who came here to the office, plus our live podcast program that we started a new format. A new addition to the podcast actually encompasses a lot of different programs, including these diary updates and my daily scriptures and so forth. But we included a new format for the End Abortion podcast where Janet and I come on live on Wednesday nights for about an hour. And so we did the first broadcast. Some staff came in to help at 8 p.m. on the night of Wednesday, July 1st. It went very nicely. We were very happy about that. And finally, Thursday, July the 2nd, I was up early, did some pre-taping here in the studio, work at my desk in regard to revising liturgical resources for priests that we have on our website. Some questions regarding pro-life and the 14th Amendment, did some corresponding about that. National Pro-Life Religious Council business, texts of thank you letters, Pro-Life Vote organization, priest profiles, articles about priests over the years that have been very active in pro-life. We'd like to highlight them in our newsletters. And the e-letter, the email blast for the Silent No More campaign, my portion of that, worked on that. 9:15 had a meeting with one of our technology folks after the 8:30 staff briefing. 10 o'clock I was here in the studio to do the live scripture broadcast. Then I had to tape more scriptures in advance, being that I would be on the road traveling again over the coming days. At 11:30, had a meeting with one of our finance associates. At 12:30, a meeting with our communications director. Then came in and did more taping here in the studio. Then at 1:30, had a meeting with our social media and video team. Then at 2 o'clock, had a broadcast schedule meeting. We have those once a week on towards the end of the week to look at the following week and what we would be broadcasting. And then at 3 o'clock, I was picked up by Uber and brought to the Orlando airport because then in the late afternoon, early evening, I flew to Washington, D.C. And you'll hear in the next Daily Diary update what I did in Washington for the 4th of July. But that was an exciting trip. So as usual, I did various email work in the car, in the terminal, on the plane, and then again in the car on the way to the hotel. And by the time I got there, it was time for bed. That's what I did from the Monday the 29th of June through Thursday the 2nd of July, 2026. Hope your days are happy and fruitful. God bless you for your support of our work. Take care.
I'm Jenny Beth Martin with Tea Party Patriots Action, and I am so thrilled to learn that Priests for Life is now starting the new 501c4 pro-life vote. I've known Father Frank Pavone for many years. In fact, I've known him since 2004, and I know that he is standing on biblical principles, and he is working hard to save lives. It's very important that we don't just work to do the educating about the importance of pro-life, but we are also looking at how we can take that education and that love for human life and our fellow humans and turn it into action. And that's exactly what Pro-Life Vote is going to do.
Follow him, Frank Pavone, Fr. Frank Pavone. He is the National Director of Priests for Life. Please go to priestsforlife.org.
Frank Pavone. Frank, thank you very much.